Welcome to another 0 Hours replay. My name's Neo from Gamers Rules. Good evening, everyone. So tonight we have Team 1, Skippy and PCAP. This is a mirror from the other Clutha River match you'd probably see up on the channel against Team 2, which is Wildcard Neo. We've got Skippy in the south as GLA Stealth. We've got PCAP, GLA Toxin. And across from him we have Wildcard, USA Super Weapon. And then Neo is USA Vanilla. In the last game, Skippy, I was on this side, came across the bridge with a dozer and built a barracks right here, and I was able to take out Neo's barracks. So as you can see, Skippy, much like Neo did the last game, first buildings up is the barracks, now working on the arms dealer. He does have his worker supply up with one worker, unfortunately. Really should have about 5 to 7 of those right now. Neo being prepared for the worker sneak is garrisoned the building and we'll put a fire base across the bridge. Got another dozer going down to gather the other supplies down here, and has already got 2 Chinooks up operational. We go to PCAP. PCAP was able to come across the bridge, is already building a tunnel network across the bridge. Got a terrorist inbound, another terrorist inbound, and another tunnel network on the other side of the bridge. So PCAP, again, very aggressive, much like last game where you saw Team 1 very aggressive. We've got Wildcard up in the north, able to run over with his dozer. He sent his first dozer over there. He put a fire base. Now he's got a Humvee up, able to stop that from being complete, and is now working on a Patriot. So, PCAP, again, working on being offensive. His terrorist, however, not going to make it far against a fire base in the Humvee, though even though there's no one in the Humvee, or a tow missile upgrade as of yet. Inside of Wildcard's base, you notice he's building fire bases. He's getting ready for PCAP. As you notice, he's being aggressive. He's built already across the bridge. He is continuing to produce terrorists. So PCAP straight attack right within the first 2 minutes of the game. Excellent job. Wildcard does have 2 Chinooks up and running, and now will effectively own the north once he gets another dozer back over here. PCAP was able to kill this, not sure we were able to see it. He was able to kill that with 2 RPG troopers before this Humvee could come over and clear them out. So Wildcard was able to take care of the tunnel network of PCAP. So at this point, Wildcard does more or less kind of own the north. PCAP does have his tunnel network here, though it looks like he's sending all his efforts right now into Wildcard's base. Quad cannon, 2 RPG troops in the lead, still has a tunnel network there, was there with a terrorist. PCAP being very aggressive. Wildcard is sharing this with Neo, who's about to go capture the refinery, has captured both of his oil derricks. Not sure why Neo was building this turret over here. Neither of the other forces have Air Force. This was a complete waste on my part. I'm not sure why. And finally building a strategy center. Go back to Skippy. Has not captured either of his oil derricks. Looks like he's about to. Still has not built a palace. We're about 3 minutes into the game. Does have a few workers there. About 5 workers there. Has not sent any workers over here yet to capture these supplies. Though PCAP does have 1. Capturing his supplies there, and he's got about 4 here. So a little light on the number of workers typically suggested for supplies. However, sitting on money, Skippy's at 17, Wildcard's at 800, PCAP's at 1,000, and Neo's sitting at 4,500. PCAP is continuing to push into Wildcard's base. We've got a Scorpion here. Before that, there was a Scorpion in a quad. Was able to kill one of Wildcard's Humvees, so Wildcard was able to produce another one. Did get a tow missile upgrade, did take care of that Scorpion. PCAP is continuing though. He is sending all of these troops all the way from his arms dealer across. He does have this tunnel network here, would behoove him to build a tunnel network a little bit closer. Neo to just deploy the search and destroy. Working on that. You can see he's got Humvees and rocket troops being built. First supply depot set to go up. 4.5 minutes in the game. Skippy's got some quads. His bridge is open right now in this building. His fire base was able to clear out the other building. He's still working on defenses. Looks like he's trying to protect in the event of air. He's got a couple garrison troops here. He's not capturing these supplies either. So a few supplies still sitting around for Skippy. Going after the refinery in the back. He does have a tunnel network here. PCAP is really the force right now, being very aggressive. Unfortunately, the fire base has now been able to fire on the tunnel network. But PCAP is still pushing in. Did bring a worker with him this time, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. If PCAP plays this right with 3 Humvees and what he's got, he should really take these troops and garrison here and then build his tunnel network. Yep, right there. You should probably wait till you get closer. That's $1,000 you just lost right there. Worker needs to be a little bit closer to him. Wildcard has now built supply center in the top. Is collecting supplies. Has not captured oil. Derek did drop just a beacon for Neo to let him know that PCAP is now there. It's a decent force. PCAP's now building a tunnel network. It really needs to get those troops inside the building now. Heal right now for PCAP with his wonders. Those troops really should have been in that building to protect that tunnel network. Unfortunately, he's out. They took 2 Humvees. This tunnel network's not going to be built in time. Really unfortunate, but a great play by PCAP. Put those RPGs in these buildings would make a little difference. Not sure it would have killed them off, as you can see. Wildcard did have a backup there. So right now, PCAP, no offense at the moment. No troops being built. Finally building a palace. About 6.5 minutes into the game. Same with Skippy. His is almost done. Does have some quads. Still thinking about the air attack. I mean, he's still worried about Neo's air attack. Did finally capture his oil derricks, but he's not collecting supplies from either of his 2 other areas, though he does have troops garrisoned here. So we go back to the north. PCAP's now collecting as he should there. A few guys there, could use a couple more. Did get his oil derrick, so he's sitting well. Wildcard is reinforcing the north, so Skippy sitting on about $1,000. Wildcard 2,200. PCAP about $2,000, and Neo about 4,000. So at this point, Neo's got 3 Humvees. He's setting them up with Wildcard. We'll see where they end up. Reinforcing the back, so in the event that PCAP does come this way, that gap is closed. Neo does need to garrison this to close that up. But at this point, Neo's base does have a tomahawk. His supply depots out. Multiple tomahawks to start clearing these buildings. And sending those Humvees up north with Wildcard. Just kind of sitting there at the moment. Wildcard's building another Patriot. There we go. PCAP's got this 1 tunnel network. That's all that's really stopping any push there. He does have the Scorpion upgrade at this point, but that's it. Other than that Scorpion, PCAP's got 1 quad. He's got a worker sitting here at this point. Wildcard looks like he's focusing on top. Here he goes. He's capturing this oil derrick and a long-range Patriot missile. Going to take out that. Neo pushes in. Short work with the Scorpion. Troop. Heal. That tunnel network is now gone. And that takes care of PCAP's oil derrick as well. At this point, there's really nothing but 1 quad and a rocket that we can use to come out. He's going to be able to pick off some of the workers, take out the quad, keep his eye out for that rocket buggy. After the supply is gone, there we go, that takes care of that. Workers are dead. So PCAP has lost in the span of about 30 seconds. His oil derrick, 1 of the supplies. There's no real offense other than now a Jarkel, which Neo able to kill. It does have a Humvee sitting there right now. Okay, PCAP's now producing some infantry, another rocket buggy. There we go. Oh, PCAP, excellent play. Took the worker and captured the other Humvee. PCAP is trying, producing what he can, but right now he's still sitting at $30,000. I'm not sure why the barracks are not pushing out more RPGs. Hope RPGs should be able to take this out. There we go with a Scorpion. Unfortunately, short work, triple promoted at this point. PCAP is empty now. Barrack with garrison troops. This is really the only action going on right now. Neo jettisoned before they were killed. Very well promoted. Might not be able to do it. Let's see. So, oh yeah, Wildcard has at least 10 Humvees with a Ranger coming to join the fray. That should be it. Neo is now garrisoning his troops in the building. Well, unfortunately, this toxin trooper is going to take care of it very quick. So, nice try. Unfortunately, without a ranger, the flashbang's not going to do much. However, here comes wild card. PCAP's defensive buildings were wiped out. This should take care of it. Neo does have more additional troops on this side. It does have Avengers to defend against the rocket buggies and tomahawks to pick away. As Kyle now pushes in, should be able to take care of what's left of PCAP at this point. Though PCAP sitting at $4,000, not really seeing a reduction from that. Wildcard's at 10 grand. Again, up the loading supply and Military early on. This will be the end of PCAP. Don't believe this is Garrison. And you can tell PCAP also did not get the upgrade for the buildings, the building structure for additional defense. PCAP has quit. Skippy has taken over his resources at his base. Inside Skippy's base, he's got 4 quad cannons. Looks like the rocket buggies aren't making too much of a dent against the Avengers and the Tomahawks. He continues to build defense. He does have some black markets up. Still has oil derricks. Neo at this point, supply depots power. No Air Force, just producing Avengers and Tomahawks at this point. So really just kind of biding the time until Kyle comes down. Unfortunately, these quad cannons against that many triple promoted Humvees, not going to do much. So Kyle's going to be, or Wildcard's going to be able to walk more or less into Skippy's base. Skippy does have these garrisons and is building a SAM site. This should cause a little issue, but with that many upgraded Humvees, Wildcard may lose a few, but not too many. Most of these buildings go in hold 4 troops. So Wildcard's looking at it, brings in the C-130. Yeah, unfortunately, clears that out. Skippy attempted it. Does have his tower occupied. Looks like he's got 1, maybe 2 RPGs in there. A-10 finishes off those, so really it comes down to the palace and the SAM site to stop that network of Humvees. Neo's continuing to build supply drops, continuing to attack in the front. Skippy is doing what he can to bring in the rocket buggies. Not sure why Neo's not targeting those and just going for the building. But additional Tomahawks come out, there we go. And now Wildcard's bringing in Auroras. Additional Avengers, additional Auroras, Tomahawks, and then we still notice Wildcard's army is here. Kind of waiting, not sure what. There's only a couple guys in here that can hold 4. Here we go. Really, those are troops hopefully are inside that palace. It does not look like it's fully loaded. There's a couple in there. Again, there's that many triple promoted. Wildcard has the field. You probably can worry about now. There goes the palace. Just a couple groups. Skippy does not have much to retaliate against this. Does have angry mobs at this point. Have 1 angry mob. Does have a second angry mob. Does have additional rocket buggies. So is putting a little dent into the Neo's defenses, but at this point in time where he looks in the rear of his base, not sure Skippy has anything to stop it. Looking at his defensive line, there's nothing there to stop him. Really neat if he wanted to survive. Try to turn those troops around, but at this point, the Rangers, the Tomahawks, some garrison troops. Once Wildcard continues to push, even more promoted, triple promoted Humvees. We're at about just over 14 minutes. Skippy's doing what he can. Angry mobs are keeping him alive there. Unfortunately, they just finished. He's got 1 more left. But the air campaign by Wildcard with the Auroras continue to just pound the front lines. They only took out Skippy's last 2 units, and now Wildcard's in the back of the base, coming through PCAP around. So this was the mirror to the previous map. Team 2 did take that one, but again, Team 1 very aggressive in the previous year, the game prior to this. And they both did well this time. Skippy, not a lot of offense until late in the game. Unfortunately, angry mobs against flashbangs and that many Rangers really cuts him down. Skippy continuing to produce across the bridge. ignoring what's in his rear. Really only a matter of time at this point until Wildcard finishes him up. So Wildcard's not moved back into PCAP space, still collecting. At this point, Skippy's still sitting on $10,000. Wildcard's nearly 30. Neo's at 11. Money all around. There's not a lot of production, unfortunately, to stave off this attack. That many triple promoted Humvees loaded with Rangers. That's a tough job. Skippy's still pushing across the bridge, working on taking out Neo's troops. Unfortunately, those tomahawks are deadly. Angry mobs continue to come across the bridge. Unfortunately, again, Rangers with flashbangs. That's about it. So Skippy continuing to produce troops. No additional defense is being built. That's his last building at this point, is his barracks. So, great job, Garrison here. Some additional men in there in the palace. Might have been able to pick a few more of these off. The heel, that about solidifies that. That should be the end of the game. This could be, again, pushing across the bridge, doing a valiant job trying to stave it off. But unfortunately, at 16 and a half minutes, this one's over. Calling it for Team 2. Appreciate you joining tonight. Gamers Rules, and again, I'm Neo. Look forward to seeing you another day.